new ones. Who'd you just ask?
March.
Barch got his elbow. Will be out this week. Upton South, you guys know that's sold his calf. Jordan Watkins, you guys got the high ankle sprain. Robert Beal, abductor.
During practice, C.J. West went down.
C.J. West hyperextended his knee. We think it's going to be all right, but it looks similar to like what happened to Mikel last week. But it's ACL and everything checked out good so far, so hopefully we'll be lucky.
From what you saw, how did practice go?
I was happy with the guys. I'm excited to see the film. You know, it was a huge challenge today, you know, just having 20 guys out and how many ever we have on pup and stuff. So it was a challenge to get through that. I thought we needed it, and I was real proud of the guys. A number of positions had to step up, especially DB, D-line, wide out. But I thought we competed hard out there. I thought we did a good job, and excited to have the tape for these guys.
Did you notice like improvements from a week ago, or does that register right away?
Not really. I mean, it's a different team we're going against, different situation. We're in a different spot than we were last week. I try my hardest not to measure ourselves up versus other people in these. I just like different schemes and different players to go against. It's more about us continue to get our guys the best they could be, and I think it helps to go against some different techniques and style to do that. So that's why I like this.
Did Rocket enough work today where you won't play him on Saturday, or?
I'd like Brock to play. We'll see how. I haven't decided anything for sure yet. We'll watch this tape, but I plan on getting these starters going. There might be a couple guys I rest, but there's not a lot of. Especially on the defense, there's not a lot of healthy starters as it is, but I'll figure that out here in the next 24 hours, but I plan on some starters to play.
When you say like going up against different guys, like McKivitz going up against Crosby a lot, could you see anything?
In the team periods, you can feel Max every play, but I don't really sit and isolate there, but you can feel him every play. No, we got a couple of them, but I think Colton got a couple too. It's fun to watch the one-on-ones when we do that stuff. I don't know how many reps we got of it today, down numbers, but that's usually my favorite thing when it comes to those type of things, or the one-on-ones, because that's really when you get just isolate on those guys, but I don't know, I wasn't over there for that.
Kyle, you'd expressed hope, obviously it was just that Dillard could maybe be the answer at swing tackle. Will you have to look outside at this point without him?
We're always looking outside, but if there's a lot of guys outside, they wouldn't be outside. They would be somewhere. So I was excited to get Dillard in the mix to compete with that, but we still got Spence going, we still got Pleasant going, so we got guys competing for that spot. Would have been nice to have him, but he got a rough injury. He's not going to be available for a little bit.
So it was tied to what he was dealing with before?
Yeah, same thing as before.
Well, what has Connor Colby shown you?
I think he's getting better each week. When you get these guys in at first, you try not to judge them too hard because it takes a while. But the cool thing about alignment, if they just gradually get better each day, they kind of learn what we're asking. It's always different techniques. You never have a guy come out of college who is going to have to run as much as we ask him to as O-line. So that always takes a number of days, sometimes a number of years. But I think he's improved a lot here in these last couple of weeks. So I got a high PFF grade, so I know you guys are all on top of him. But I don't think I was too off. I think he played pretty well. Anymore. No, it's not a secret.
When we talked to Chris about him a couple weeks ago, he said that he was pleasantly surprised by where he was at in pass protection relative to, Iowa didn't run pass as much.
Right.
Has that been?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, you don't get to see a lot of that on Iowa tape, and just his size and stuff. He has an advantage with his size being in front of people, and his feet and stuff have been able to do it too. So he's catching up in the run game, but he's had more of an advantage in the pass game so far.
I know you joke, but does the PFF grade match up to the 49ers grade?
I don't know. I don't really know their grade. I just know they tell me when they have a high grade, so I know who you guys are going to ask about.
So I'm saying, did he grade out well?
Yeah, I thought he played well. Yeah, he did well. So did the other. Drew Moss did too. So I think they're getting more accurate.
Sorry, I apologize. It seemed like the Raiders were doing their share of antagonizing, and you guys are really sort of being in control of sustaining that with the laundry list of injuries. Was there a message to, hey, let's try to keep things in control with these joint practices?
Yeah, there was a huge message. We had an idea what we would walk into, and but it's the same as the game. I have no problem with people fighting. I have no problem with hurting your football team and losing football games. We don't like people to fight on game day because, one, it's a 15-yard penalty. We like explosives. They're hard to get by. We don't like to just give them people, and you get it ejected. And it's a lot harder to play with 45 than 46. And today I looked at it even stronger. We're out here with missing 20 guys. We have some positions that don't really have enough to go. I looked at it as if you get punched and you throw a punch back, I told the guys it shows how mentally weak you are. Because all you're going to do is leave 5 guys left to do the whole practice just because you couldn't handle getting hit in your face mask and letting that hurt someone's hand. So I thought it was important to truly show how tough you are by no one throwing a punch. And when I saw the guys handle that, because we were able to keep them all out there.
Kyle, with Trent didn't practice in the 2 joint practices, is that just because Trent Williams doesn't need to compete in joint practices, or is it anything to do with getting Spencer as much work as possible?
No, it's more about Trent. Starting to have new plus 36-year-old rules for certain people.
Yeah.
His plus 36 might be a little different than our punter and long snappers, but Trent's playing at a very high level. Trent's in as good a shape. I think he's a lot further along right now than he was last year. We love where Trent's at. You only have so many bull rushes, so many everything you have in you once you get to a certain age. And when you put a guy out there like Trent, I mean, everyone wants to measure themselves up against him. And so I've been in joint practices with Trent, and it's a little different for him just going against people. So kind of would have taken him out of that and be a little bit smarter with him.
Is McCaffrey and Kittle, are they ready for the regular season, you think?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you always want to keep working and stuff, but it's such a fine line. Like, those guys, they're ready physically when it starts, but they know they got to get through camp and stuff so their bodies can take it throughout the whole year. It's really tough when the way those guys play on Sunday, that they can always throughout the year get a lot of work on Wednesday and Thursday. So if you don't get that work now, sometimes you never can catch it back up. The problem is stretching it all out. So we got to be smart with those guys. That's why those guys do get some fed days. It's kind of naturally happened with these scrimmages because we've had 2 on, 1 off, then we have to travel. Now we have tomorrow off, and then we'll see how the game goes. I haven't decided with all those guys yet, but there's not a lot of time in the game either.
With how Christian, I guess, coming off of last year's injuries and stuff, did you check in on him during camp, or just you can tell by how he's practicing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm around Christian a lot, so I talk to him a lot, talk to the trainers a lot, and Christian's very neurotic about his body, so he's on top of all that stuff. But I mean, last year was the first training camp he missed with us. Missing training camp isn't always the best way it's definitely not the best way to keep you healthy. But getting hurt in training camp also is a problem too. So that's kind of the miserable decisions I have every single day.
He seems he's moving really well to the naked eye. The GPS tracker is saying that it's the same Christian.
Yeah.
Are his numbers the same as 23 before all that stuff?
Yeah, I think he had like 25 yesterday or something like that. So. He's trying to make Christian happy with me. He's doing awesome.
Keep it realistic.
He's as fast as he's been, as quick, as strong. So he's Christian McCaffrey.
George and Brock had a really nice chemistry last year, and they spent a lot of off time together. Do you see it even raised higher their chemistry together?
Yeah. Noticed Brock had a couple more Bud Lights lately. I think that's from Christian. Again, from Kittle. No, I'm just joking. Brock's not like that. But I think hanging out with Kittle is awesome. We got a lot more working and stuff. But it's not necessarily stuff you see on the field. It's just cool to see guys get closer and just become more comfortable with each other. And I mean, we've been here now, I think 3 or 4 years together, and spend a lot of time with people like that in your whole life. So hopefully it'll be 4 more.
You mentioned before the risk reward of deciding which starters play which don't. How do you balance that given how many injuries and down on the depth that you have, and how does that maybe change the calculus a little bit?
Well, the fact that so many guys are hurt, it kind of takes the decision process out for me. I mean, I think there's 3 healthy starters on defense right now, so I got to decide on those 3 guys. But it does put a lot more pressure on the 3s and stuff. The 2s become the 1s, the 3s become the 2s. We don't really have 3s right now. But I look at it all and how much time you're getting in the next few weeks and stuff. And I'd like to get I'd like to get a lot of work for as many guys as I can on Saturday, because we're going to try to treat the following week like a normal week where we take a Monday and Tuesday off, try to have a normal Wednesday, Thursday, Friday schedule, which will be 1 day off because it's a Saturday game. But I'm trying to do that as best as we can. And guys who miss all of Saturday, who don't work on Friday, then the whole team has Sunday and Monday off. Now all of a sudden you've had a guy rest for too many days, and it becomes unsafe to bring him back. So we got to figure out how to balance it out.
Take 2 more guys.
The defensive line, I mean, many guys that are probably going to make the roster that are available right now. Do you ever, I mean, it's not just defensive line, but we're going like, oh shit, here we go again? I mean, like, do you ever get those feelings?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we all get. I mean, that's why we all don't like training camp. We love football, we love practicing and stuff, but you know how valuable these players are to winning games. And I think we had 60 linemen out there today. 2 that I think we signed yesterday, 2 that we signed the week before, and 2 guys that I really know. So that is a little bit different. It gives guys other opportunities. We can see more people, but yeah, this is my first time going through it, so it's kind of the life of the coach. So, I accept it a little bit more, but yeah, it's something we're thinking about a lot, and yeah, it's a big deal, and hopefully we can fix it.
That's good.
All right, guys.